Hi and welcome. My name is Kartika Nair and you're watching Synchro Shakti. Make sure to subscribe because this is where you get all that information that you need to live the best life ever. So go ahead and subscribe now. Today I want to share a story time just like we used to back in the day, right? And the story time videos really touched you guys. So I'm going to talk about another story today. Now, because the theme of Synchro Shakti as a brand is all about influencing your reality by influencing yourself, right? Changing your life by changing yourself. It's always an inside out job. This is a perfect story for that. So, the story is very simple. There was a man who had some work to do and he was working from home, and he was busy working on his laptop, but his kid was around and the kid wanted attention. So because the kid wanted attention and he wanted to focus and the kid was distracting him, he looked around the room and he saw this newspaper. And he saw that on the newspaper there was this world map, okay, on the newspaper. So he took the newspaper and he tore up that world map and then he into many pieces, and then he gave it to the child and said, okay, piece these together and then we'll play. So assuming that the child is going to take a long time to piece all that together and bring together the world map, the father just gave the child the map and then continued working. Very soon the kid came back and showed that he had actually pieced together the whole world map. So the father looked at that, and the fact that it only took a few seconds, maybe a minute, tops, for him to complete that world map. The father looked at him and said, how did you do that? I mean, is this kid some sort of genius? How did you do that? And the kid basically flips around the newspaper and he sees that on the other side was the face of a man. Okay, so all he did was he pieced together the face of the man, and that way it was easy for him to actually piece together the world map. So it's not that he actually pieced together the world, but he pieced together the image of the man. So the moral of the story here is that if you get the man right, you get the world right. Now there are two interpretations of that. One is, of course, if you look at the world we live in, it's filled with chaos and it's filled with negativity and it's filled with darkness and all kinds of pain and suffering. But that outer projection or that experience of the world is it's all happening by people, right? People are the ones that are causing all this trouble in the world, and that trouble is just an outer manifestation of the trouble within. Our own conditioning, our own insecurities, our own fear, our own inner patterns is what ends up being projected as the chaos that we experience collectively in this world. That is one amazing interpretation. Another interpretation, and this is the one I want to bring to you guys, is that if you get yourself right, if you get the man, okay, man, woman, the child, the person, if you get the human right, then you get your world right. Your world is the things that you attract, the things that you perceive, the way you think, the way you feel, the kind of people you attract, the experiences you have. That's what I call as your world, right? Your subjective reality. Your subjective reality is a result of you. So if you get you right, which means you're undoing your conditioning, releasing your negative patterns, replacing them with positive patterns, shifting your inner energy, releasing the traumas, creating good energy, you will notice that your world reflects that. So if your world is currently a world that's reflecting things that you don't like, don't look outside, don't yell at the mirror, because the world, all the people, your haters, my haters, all of them are mirrors. What are they mirroring back to us? They're mirroring some sort of wound inside of us that we need to release, right? Some programming, some conditioning, something is inside of us that needs to be healed, and they're just the mirrors, right? The world is just a mirror. Now, if you try to change what's on the mirror, the reflection won't change, right? Because if the mirror is reflecting what's going on inside of you. Same way, you can try all kinds of stunts, but what's reflecting always comes back to you. So get the man right, get the world right, get yourself right, get your world right. It's always an inside out job, which is what makes it easier, because that way you don't spend too much time blaming and living in the victim mentality, but you take responsibility and stand up and get out of the situation, or find change, or get help, or do something, and start creating some shifts. So I know that my messages are pretty much I focus on the fundamentals. I don't want to give you too many things. I like to keep the message concise, precise. So that was my message for today. Let me know in the comments if this particular story helped you, if it's something that you'll remember in the future. And that's basically it. So thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments if this was valuable to you, and I will see you guys again soon next week. Have a pleasant weekend. Namaste.